Here we go, I'm TJQUaKe, the ghetto gamer on this gaming thing. Yeah. Here we go.
Woo! This just in. You're an idiot. You're an idiot. And you all know this to be true. For all these stupid, dumb, flip-neck Gen Zs and millennials, we're once again back right here on TJQUaKe's Ghetto Gaming Pop Culture Talk. And that's right, ladies and gentlemen, I am here to once again throw in nothing but the craziness of individuals like the one I'm about to talk to you about today, who is brought to us by Charlie Kirk and Turning Point USA. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here to talk about more of these people right here. Yeah, the idiots. And I'm here to always guarantee you guys nothing but the craziness of news and stupidity amongst our youth. And of course, we always like to talk about all the other things out there too, because you know we are pop culture talking here. We talk about movies, games, video games. We talk about what's just going on in general in our country and around the world from a ghetto perspective. TJQUaKe's ghetto perspective, from the mind of one who feels your pain. And I feel your pain because, ladies and gentlemen, I see it every day, and it freaking just really, it messes with me. So I got to get it off my chest. That's why I do this stuff, because I want to make sure that everybody out there understands that there's somebody out there that thinks just like you, that's in your corner. If you guys are kind of in the same mindset as I am, of course, and everything. Of course, there's not going to be a lot of people out there that are going to think like how we think or how I think and everything. And those are the people that we need to get through to sometimes, because they speak nonsense. And I like to bring common sense to the table. And that's what I do here on this channel, is I like to bring common sense, you know, things that are just kind of like, you know, wow, that doesn't make any sense. So I like to explain it in layman's terms, and layman's terms is ghetto terms in my personal opinion and everything, because we all speak all kinds of different flow. We have different ling-langs and jing-yangs, the way we talk and so forth. And sometimes you just got to kind of bring it down to the normal people out here that don't need to hear all the freaking, you know, like, well, the biological, no, we don't get into all that all the time. I just get straight to it and give it to you right in your face. And I like to thank everybody who has been coming in, checking out the channel. Much appreciated, man. You guys have been like giving love, man. And I'm digging on that. I'm getting a lot of cool comments. A lot of people that are like saying, hey, man, dig on what you're doing. And I'm glad you guys you're digging on what I'm trying to bring, because I'm not trying to be fake with nobody. If anything you guys are ever going to get with me, I'm not fake. I'm not going to bring stupidity and everything. I bring realism. And if I'm wrong about something, please let me know and everything. I always check out the comments. You guys know this and so forth. And I get in there and I like to come back with you guys and you know, chit chat and stuff like that, because you know, I like talking to people and having conversations and so forth. So it's not just about me just trying to do some little show on YouTube to just try to, you know, do whatever. I do this because I have a passion for putting out, in my personal opinion, the truth. You know, something that the mainstream media will never give you, because they lie to us all the time. And it's time for people like myself, and there's many others, as you guys well know. You got Black Conservative, you got Officer Tatum, you got Candace Owens, you got ABL, you got Geeks and Gamers, you got all these guys out there that are more on the conservative tip, a little bit more. But you got, you know, not just the people that fall on the right, but on the left too, because not all Democrats are evil, in my opinion, and everything. I think the elites are. I think the Hollywood elites, the upper classes, the people that run our Congress and our Senate in Washington. I think these are the people that are elite, that are the evil elites. And these people are trying to influence people, the average person, to believe in stupidity. Like this young kid here, who I believe is more like a Z Jenner and everything. And we're going to get ready to talk about him, because these guys, this is what gets put in their head. They're still caught up on stuff that they think is racism, but really in real reality, they become the real racists. And they don't realize this is something that the Democratic Party has put together over many years and everything. They have learned to flip the script, per se, because a lot of people and a lot of these young people don't get that the Democratic Party that they love voting for so much, these are the motherfuckers of the Jim Crow era. These are the motherfuckers that fought a civil war to keep blacks in slavery. That's your Democrats. And a lot of these people, if they really want to learn about, critical race theory, as they all call it, well, this is just history. It's history about what happened to black people and the white people being this way and the black people are so, oppressed. Yeah, those things happened back in the 1600s. Back in the 60s and further back in the 50s and shit like that. Jim Crow, all that stuff. The very thing that they're basically advocating to come back. And they don't realize that that's what they're doing. And so forth. So I'm going to show you right now. I'm not going to make this video long and everything because you know how I am, you guys. Ladies and gentlemen, I get to speaking, I get to talking, and these videos can be long sometimes. I know, I get it and everything. They be 30 minutes, 40 minutes long sometimes, but I just got so much to get off my chest and everything. I gotta talk about it. And sometimes it's just not enough time to put all that into a video. So again, it ends up long. But like I'm doing right now, I'm just rattling on. So let's go ahead and let's get into this real quick. We're going to start talking about the stupidity of some of these kids right now. And what we need to start helping these youth understand is to start researching this shit for yourself. Stop believing in the hype. The hype that the freaking daggum Democratic Party does. And I call these the elite Democratic white folks who still believe in that real shit. Because in reality, ladies and gentlemen, the Democratic Party never got over the fact that they lost the Civil War. They never got over that shit. Oh no, they didn't like their freaking precious slaves being taken from them. That's why they started Jim Crow laws and so forth. Oh yeah. And everything. And then they wanted to separate it. So if we can't have it this way, then we'll do it this way then. And so the Democrats tried a whole new way of doing things. And so they segregated us. Blacks in this bathroom, whites in this bathroom. Blacks in the back of the bus, whites in the front of the bus. Blacks got to go around the restaurant. White people can go in the front of the restaurant. Blacks can't come into this restaurant. That kind of stuff. Oh, black only this, black only that. And so forth. And then when that started to become a demonized thing, became a very wrong thing to do, and the Republican Party stopped it, the Democrats had to figure out another way to make it happen. And guess what way they did it, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, they were geniuses. I give it to them. My mama always used to say, you got to wake up mighty early in the morning to outsmart the Democratic white man and everything. Because those guys right there, they always constantly thinking, how can we get things back to the way we had it without us looking bad? Oh, I got an idea, LBJ. Yeah, y'all know who LBJ is. Yeah. He came up a way, he said this and way back in the day. We will start giving the black people little knickknacks. Well, yeah, we'll start making the woman and we'll help her out. And when the man, take the man out of the house and make the woman rely on us, the government. That's right. And we'll give them handouts all the time. Government cheese. Yeah, that government cheese. Yeah. And the black man fell for it. Yeah, they fell for that shit big time and so forth, which is what switched the black man from the Republican Party, that's party that freed them, over to the Democratic Party. A lot of people say, how did that happen? How did black people from one time were voting for the people who freed them to the dumb party that freaking hated them? Well, it was very simple. Black men wanted, they saw some freebie stuff. They saw that they couldn't come up under the system that they were under at a time when there was a lot of racism going on. So they fell for the trick. Here, I'll give you this if you come over here and vote for us. You see, the Democrats were losing all the time because they weren't getting votes. They weren't getting enough votes. The black vote was over on the Republican side, so they could never get into power. And they couldn't have that. So they said, you know what? Scratch the head. We got to go ahead and start figuring out how we can get these black people to start voting for us. I got an idea. Can I say something? All right, Chris, what do you got to say there, buddy? Why don't we just start giving the black people some stuff and start making them think that they're being cool with us and everything. We're cool with them. And then they'll come over to our side and start voting for us. Oh my gosh. Chris, you're a genius. That's right. We'll fool these these wonderful black people. We'll make them think that we're doing something for them. And then we'll turn it around and make them look like the Republicans are the real racists when we really are. When we're not. Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that's how the whole thing started. They switched it up on everybody. See, a leopard never changes his spots. ladies and gentlemen, he just changes his tactics, the way he hunts. That's how you do it. And the Democrats just figured out a different way of doing it. They figured, hey, we're looking like the bad guys here. Let's not do that. Let's figure a way to make it to where the black people want this, not us. Then our hands are clean, like Pilate when he killed Jesus. My hands are washed from this. All these Jews want to do this to him, not me. I'm just trying to help the people out. That's exactly what they're doing, ladies and gentlemen. They're washing their hands of the freaking dirt and grime that they've been accused of for all these years and so forth. And they're relying on black people to do it for them now. So black people ask for segregating themselves now instead of the whites doing it. Aha! Aha! Yeah, that's how they're doing it, ladies and gentlemen. And here's a dumbass who believes in this dumb bullshit. So let's go ahead here and let's go right into it right here. I know I said I was going to do this, but I just had to give you a little background story on some of that shit. So let's go over here. Electrify. Let's go on, son. We're going to go in and listen to this stupid fool get his ass beat by Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk from Turning Point USA. Man, this boy just knows how to just jack you up, dude, with common sense, knowledge. And you're going to find out how the Democrats always do when they start to lose. So anyway, here we go. Come on, little smart boy. See what you got here, Bao. Mm-hmm.
Hi.
Let's go there.
To address your previous assertion that race means nothing, critical race theory is not being taught in schools. It is a academic theory that's pretty much delegated only to higher academia. They're not teaching it in schools. Your explanation of it was an oversimplification. You address the real history behind it, unlike most people. And why, if race means nothing, does it affect our history? Say 1921 Tulsa Race Massacre. Why is there such evil history with something that supposedly means nothing?
Okay, I'm going to answer that first one for him because that's history, Bob, and that's the way people were back in the day. There's a lot of evil people throughout history. Throughout history, there was this kind of stuff and everything. But you dumbasses act like the shit is still happening today, as if that history that happened back, 100 years ago, 60 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever, and everything. You act like that stuff is still happening in the year 2022 and everything. And you guys have no idea what black people went through back then. But you have no idea what white people went through back then who were trying to help black people. See, they're the real ones. The white people that fought for civil rights with the black people, they went under tyranny too, and so forth. And they were being scrutinized and jacked over as well. And so forth, for even acting like they were for helping out black people. Your ass never had to do that, dumbass. You never had to do that. Everything. So you don't know what real sacrifice is. But go on, Charlie. Explain this to this dumb idiot. What's going down?
Okay, so first of all, you're wrong. It is being taught in elementary schools. I'll give you an example. Not only is it being taught, it's being enforced. So in Denver, there is a playground where they say white families not allowed. Would you support that?
That seems like a ridiculous edge case.
So I'll give you another example. Actually, in the National Education Association's training manual, which is the largest teacher union in the country, they had a seminar on how to teach critical race theory to kids. That sounds like it's in our schools, doesn't it?
What that is it's literally just common sense. It's saying that this is real history. This is what has happened in the past.
No, real history is that there was slavery, that there was Jim Crow laws, that kind of stuff like that was real history and so forth. The stuff they're trying to teach people to do in critical race theory is to say that white people and everything will always be above black people because of white privilege. And black people will always be oppressed. So they're always going to have to feel sorry for themselves. They'll never make it to where the white man is, which we have proof that that's not true. Just look at all the black leaders and famous black people out there today who are making mega money, who are doing mega great things and so forth. Ben Carson, the first guy to, do a separation of brain surgery. All right. He was one of the first ones to come up with something that most people couldn't do and everything. And it's a black man. But if we would listen to people like you guys with the whole critical race theory thing, but black people would always think they can never achieve anything. And that's the problem with critical race theory. And yes, it is being taught in the schools because it's being taught subliminally. It's being taught in a different way. It's not being taught as an academic. It's being taught by the teachers telling their kids, well, now, you white kids, you guys need to understand that you guys have privilege over the black kids, so you guys better start bowing down to them because it's not very fair for you to be able to do your whiteness, and the black kids, they're not allowed to express their blackness. Stupid shit like that. So white kids, give your lunch money over to the black kids because the black kids are poor and they can never get any like that. And you guys are privileged. That's the shit that's being taught. It's being told to them. It's not being taught like a history thing. It's actually being implemented. Move on.
Right. So
that matters.
Okay, got it. So, for example, would you say that black-only dormitories is wrong?
It certainly creates a sense of community. I don't see any problem with that. We have sororities. We have male-only dorms.
Right. So racial differences are irrelevant and immaterial. Chromosomal differences actually do matter. But let me ask you a question. Are there differences?
And what he means by chromosomal, because he had to correct the kid. Well, because, there's male bathrooms, male dormitory, male locker rooms, that kind of shit. He says, yeah, no, that does make a difference because chromosomes, meaning you're a man and that's a woman. And men shouldn't be up in there being able to do in the woman's space when she's unchanging or using the restroom because that's just not cool. Women want their space. They want a little privacy. They want to be amongst other women when they do that, not with another man who's going to be staring at them. Because men, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, and everything, it's just the way it is. Men get sexually aroused by women who are naked. It's just automatic and everything. We're kind of perverted in a way and so forth. But that's just the way men are. That's what attracts us to women and everything, seeing their heavenly bodies and stuff like that. So we can't have that happening in the girls' locker room, and these girls don't want to have some dude eyeing them all day. But these flipnicks like this don't get that bullshit. Anyway, I'm digressing. Move on there, Charlie.
Between races?
No, not biologically.
Then why would we have different dormitories for races?
Culture.
Are there differences between races?
No, not biologically.
Then why would we have different dormitories for races?
Culture.
Segregation is what you're arguing for, my friend.
No, sir. No, sir.
How is it not segregation to have blacks in their own dorm?
You've just pigeonholed me.
Oh, he pigeonholed him. You just pigeonholed me. You just pigeonholed me. I don't. In other words, what he's saying is that he just put you into a position that you can't argue your way out of and everything. That's right. He did pigeonhole you. He put you in a situation that you have no argument for. So you have to use the word, oh, you just pigeonholed me, so that's not fair. No, he just beat you at your freaking stupidity and so forth. He used something, a common sense theory against your nonsense theory. And the common sense beats out nonsense every time. That's why you're pigeonholed. Move on.
You've essentially just you've distracted from my original argument.
No, you did that to yourself. Let's reemphasize. So Ibram X. Kendi argues, who is one of the leading thinkers of critical theory, race theory, discrimination today to atone for discrimination of yesterday. We have black-only graduation ceremonies at Columbia University, black-only dormitories across the country, for example, at Western Washington University. Can you join me today in saying black-only dormitories are evil, wrong, and it's segregation?
You still haven't answered my question about why does this history simultaneously mean nothing?
Well, I'm happy to answer that, but the fact you're dodging segregation in America, why is that?
I'm arguing against segregation.
So you're against black-only dormitories?
Yes.
Okay, that's funny because that's not what he said. No. I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry. No, dude. Because earlier, you guys heard it. Earlier in the thing, he was up there saying, "Oh, well, it's okay. People choose to do that. It's a cultural thing. It's cultural." He was for it. Now he's saying it's wrong. See what the Democrats do? They forget what the frick they say. They forget that they're on video saying half the shit they say. You know what I'm saying? That's the reason why you always catch Democrats in lies. Because They forget that when they said the things they said before, they were on video saying it. They were being recorded. And then they go back and backtrack and say, I never said that. What are you talking about? This one senator, black senator, and Democratic senator had the nerve enough to say in his video, you see him in the video telling you that if we vote for the Republican Party and everything, it's going to be the end of the world.
And this democracy could very well be the end of the world.
This is what this dumbass said. And then when he gets confronted on this shiz, she actually confronted him and she said, well, you just said it in the video. Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
The Wall Street Journal, Kimberly Strassel has this piece. Voters have sat through this apocalyptic movie many times now and know its anticlimactic ending. Besides, they're busy searching for spare change to cover their rising grocery bill. So set aside the economy, worries about crime, which are at the top of all of voter polls about what they're worried about, and instead vote for you or the world is ending?
Nobody's saying the world is ended.
You did say there, though, it could be the end of the world.
No. Democracy will be ended.
And he tries to skate around it because he automatically forgot what he himself put on his own little Instagram account, him saying this. And then he's trying to act like he didn't say the shiz. And then when she caught him red-handed with the shiz, then he had to say, oh, I must have misspoke. It's like, these fools crack me up, dude. But anyway, let's go on, continue. Let's go and take it back a little bit and go back onto that real quick. And go on, Mr. I'm for the rights of blacks only dormitories.
Why is that?
I'm arguing against segregation.
So you're against black-only dormitories?
Yes.
Well, you said it was a force of community, and then you're not for critical race
That's
theory.
an option. We have choice.
Oh, so you could choose to segregate.
That's a pigeonhole.
What do you think of white-only dormitories?
Waiting.
Would you support white-only dormitories?
Everybody has a choice.
Why don't you just say you wouldn't support that and everything? So if white people say we only have white dormitories, black people are not allowed in it, how do you think society would look at that, you dumbass, and everything? They would look at it pretty badly and everything. They would look at you as a racist. Right now, you're looking like a racist to me and everything. You're the racist. Well, I think that would be okay. Well, it's their choice. Well, hey, guess what? It was their choice to segregate us back in Jim Crow days. Yeah, it was the white man's choice to do that. Everything. It's our choice to only have white only this, white only that, white only that, and the blacks only over there, and the blacks only over that. Yeah, that was a choice that the white man made back in the day. Oh, yeah. But you guys always talk about all this racism going on, and yet you're agreeing with the very thing that they were for. That's kind of funny. Let's go back on that one. Come on, buddy. Let's see how you're going to get out of this.
What do you think of white-only dormitories?
What?
Would you support white-only dormitories?
Everybody has a choice.
So I think white-only and black-only anything is evil and wrong. That's why I hate critical theory and critical race theory, because when it's put in practice, you start to discriminate people based on race. So we're now south of the Mason-Dixon line in North Carolina. We did a lot of work to get rid of segregation in this country. Why are you trying to bring it back?
What work?
The Civil Rights Act of 1964.
In this state?
Yeah, actually in this state. Are there black-only bathrooms out there I'm unaware of, or white-only bathrooms?
Nah.
Right. A lot of work was done in this state.
See how stupid these dumbasses are? They don't get what they're saying. They're so angry and want to make their point known that they foul up every freaking time. They start walking over their own points that they're trying to make. They're trying to freaking trying to act like they're not for racism, but they're actually the ones that are for it, because they start actually condoning the very thing that we fought against. Charlie's point here is he don't want segregation because it was evil and everything. And this stupid dumbass is fighting for the right to segregate and everything. And then he wants to say in another word, well, now that it's being said that way, no, I'm not for, I think it's bad. Really? But you just were arguing for it earlier. Now you're saying it's cool and everything? Well, there was no work done. What work? Is there black only and white only bathrooms back there? No. Then I guess the work was done. You dumbass. These people, man, they crack me up. But go on, Charlie. Keep chucking this fool up and watch what happens.
Bathrooms out there I'm unaware of are white-only bathrooms?
Nah.
Right. A lot of work was done in this state.
Your face is small.
Well, thanks for being here. They always go to insults when they lose the argument. God bless you, my friend.
Yeah. Turning Point always freaking jacks them up. Go on, Charlie Kirk. You the man, Charlie Kirk. Charlie Kirk, everybody. Everybody, Charlie Kirk. Ladies and gentlemen, there it is right there. You got to hear it right there because Charlie Kirk always freaking blows them away. And look what happens, ladies and gentlemen. The typical thing that always happens. F you and your face is small. Ladies and gentlemen, is that a meltdown right there? Is that a meltdown? That's a kid that just lost the argument, like Charlie said, and they go home and they start sucking it.
I don't like you. You're a bastard and your face is small.
Your face is small, like that's a major insult. Oh my gosh, Charlie, what is he ever going to do? His face is small. Actually, Charlie's kind of got a big head, actually. So, just saying. But you know, yeah, this is what happens, ladies and gentlemen, when you're dealing with imbeciles. And right there was a perfect example of what Democrats and people on the left do when they lose an argument. They can't debate you because all they have is nonsense. And we always come with common sense. Common sense will always beat nonsense, ladies and gentlemen. That's just point blank and straight to the point. That's how it works. But these people haven't figured that out yet, which is the reason why they're losing these elections right now. There's a red tsunami, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, get out there and vote today. Get out there, do your voting and everything, so we can start getting some common sense going back into this country again. Save our country from all the stupidness, because unfortunately, woke shiz affects us all. It affects you, me, your family, the way we get to live our lives, because these fools like to implement their little stupidity on our lives. You see what I'm saying? So voting's very important. We need to vote out this freaking CRT people. So you got your school board people that you've been hating on so much, that have been trying to mess with your kids. Vote the fools out. Local elections are the most important thing to do, and so forth. So that our kids don't get brainwashed like this dumb freaking little knucklehead. And everything. Because his head has been brainwashed. He doesn't know what he's saying. And when they lose an argument, they start crying because mommy and daddy didn't do nothing about disciplining these stupid kids. No, they put them in time.
Now, they go to the timeout, little Tommy. Yeah, you've been good. You didn't say nice things to mommy. Go into timeout and count to 10.
Oh, gee willikers, Mom. I'm not going to do it.
Okay, I'll fix you a sandwich.
That's how these kids are raised. And everything. You know? See, my mama, she didn't play that shiz. They said, oh, Mom, I don't feel like doing the dishes. What'd you say, boy? You want to get your money in there? Boy, don't get me started. Oh, well, okay, but what did you cross-eyed me? What? Wow. Mom would knock your ass out. And everything. We had a thing called the belt back in the day. Yeah. You didn't play this shiz with parents back then, and so forth. But these millennial parents and all this stupid shit like that, they let their kids just run all over them, which is why they act stupid nowadays, which is why they let their aggressions out in the streets, like Antifa and Black Lives Matter, and so forth. Because all these motherfuckers, all they got to do is they get their feelings hurt, and then they want to start destroying shit, and they get all pooty hooty and want to start calling names. And look what happens. He went off crying, and your face is small. Oh, I told him. Yeah, Jimmy, you told him all right. You said his face is small. Ladies and gentlemen, that's all I got to say on this one. Get out and vote. I just thought I'd throw a quick one out there for you guys. This is TJQUaKE. Yo, ghetto gamer. You know how I do. I'll be back with another one. And once again, thank you all you guys for coming in and just supporting the channel, man. I love it. I love you guys and so forth. We'll keep it going. Push the like button. Share it with your friends. Let them know what's happening. We're going to keep getting out here. We're going to keep fighting against the woke stupidity out there. I'm going to, as long as I got breath in my lungs, I'm going to keep talking about it because I want things to get back to the way, the good old days when we didn't think about this stuff. We just lived our lives and had fun, and everybody it was a melting pot, and there was no separating. At least the time that I grew up in, my mom grew up in that era of this stupid dumbass wants to keep coming back, bringing back blacks only here, whites only there, and everything. Black people, stop segregating. Don't do it no more, you guys. This is us coming together. Stop letting this racist bullshit get into your heads and think that everybody's racist. They're not like that. Ladies and gentlemen, we can live as one. We can be united as one. But the left, don't let them fool you because they're the ones that are really trying to separate us. That's all they've been doing. Identity politics is the number one reason why everybody's hating on each other nowadays. So let's not do that. And let's prove these fools that we are united and that we don't believe in racism anymore. And let's actually get together and be one. All right, I'm TJQUaKE, your ghetto gamer. Let's get into the flavor. I'm out, suckers. Where's my shiz at?
Yeah. Here we go, I'm TJQUaKE, the ghetto gamer on this gaming thing. Yeah. Here we go, I'm TJQUaKE, the ghetto gamer on this gaming thing. Gonna bang 'em up, gonna shoot 'em up, right here on Gaming Train. Bang, bang, blaze it on up, TJQUaKE, we're busting like the 1, 2, 3, here we go. Let's get into this, y'all. TJQUaKE, the ghetto gaming show.